Good morning. Welcome to the shop. Okay, on to the leveling. The one plus about this printer is that I can move the control panel around with me. So I can bring it down here while I'm leveling instead of doing squats up and down to make my adjustments. So basically what's going to happen, we're going to go through like an automatic level. It'll come down, hit its 100 or so points, and then go back up, and then it's going to show me all the differences across the board. Then we could take these plates off. We're going to put on leveling plates, which have holes for the adjustment screws, and we'll be able to fine tune wherever we're too high or too low. We have this metal. Let me grab this over here. We have this metal piece here that will slip underneath the hot end just to get the right amount of tension, and then we'll know we're at the right height above our build plate everywhere. You know, wherever there's really big issues. This printer will adjust for itself as it's printing. Throughout its first couple levels, it'll straighten itself out, but to get the perfect print, we want to get it as level as possible. So first it's going to be like an automatic, do its thing, and then we're going to come to it and set it up. So we're going to go to level, automatic, confirm. Now it's going to start doing its thing. It's going to hit all these points. It's going to give us numbers. And we're going to see how far off our numbers are once it's done. We clip it right here. Not sure if the numbers are going to pop up as we get them, but we'll see. It's got to heat up because the leveling is going to change with temperature change, expansion and contraction. So I'm going to wait for this to heat up. This bad boy is almost heat up already. That's how fast it heats up at 220. When you run 220 power to this, it's great. Once it's heated up, the nozzle and the beds, it'll start doing its thing. Alright, the bed's at temperature 60 degrees Celsius, nozzle's at 140. It's coming down to do its thing. Let's see where it goes from here. It's got to hit 100 points. So we'll see how that goes for a couple. Then obviously I'm going to cut ahead. Put this in super speed motion because that's a lot of points. It's not too bad. You could see the numbers are lighting up and getting checked off on the screen as it goes. I guess it's not going to give us its measurement until they're all done. Right, that's done. You can see the screen change now. Now we're going to move on to the Z-axis compensation. We're going to set that up. Piece of metal. Get underneath here. A little bit tight. So we'll go up a dot. 0.01 up. Still seems tight, huh? Up. How tight could that be? Try going up by a bunch. We go up a lot and then bring it down. Wow, what's going on here? I'm gonna go up by a whole millimeter here. Alright, now we're up. Now I'm gonna start going down very little. Go a little quicker. 0.1, we'll go down at a time. Okay, I go up a hair. Little resistance, so it's a little too much resistance. Okay. Alright, that's got some resistance, but it's smooth at the same time. I'm going to confirm that one there. Okay, and with that number, we have all our settings here. And we want to get as close to 0 as possible on all these numbers. So let me straighten this screen out and we'll move on to the next step. Alright, back to our screen. You can see all our numbers on here. These are the 6s I was telling you about. That's the furthest off the plate is. All these zeros beyond the point, below the point, are very good numbers. Those are very close to 0. The 1s aren't bad. It's not too bad, but we'll see if we could get it better. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this data, and we're going to go to settings, advanced settings, platform measurement. Then you have a total different screen. In this screen, we have 9 points per board. Because 100 points would just be nuts if you had to try to adjust 100 points. 9's a little more down to earth. So what's going to happen here is the print head's going to go around next to each screw in the plate, and it's going to give us a number, how far it's off from 0, at 18 points for each half of the machine. So you got 18 points for the front half of the Giga, 18 points for the back. We have 2 leveling plates, so we're only going to do 18 at a time. Alright, so we're going to set this thing off by pressing automatic measurement. This thing's going to get busy now. As you can see, the head's traveling around each one of these measuring boards, leveling boards. And it's dropping down next to each screw. And it's giving me a number at each point. So as each number lights up, you could see a corresponding measurement, either plus or minus, for each point on the build plate. So when you adjust your screws, it tells you right here, if you turn them counterclockwise for a full turn, the bed's gonna rise by 0.7 of a millimeter. If you turn them clockwise for a full turn, it will descend by 0.7 of a millimeter. So that's how you get your adjustments going. So let it go around the board, give us our numbers, and then we'll go down to the build plate and see how close we can get those numbers to 0 by hand with an Allen key. Alright, platform measurement of the front section is completed. Please perform manual adjustment based on the data. Okay, let's see what we got here. So what's good is we can remove this screen, take it down to the board with us, and adjust each screw and see how close we can get it to 0. I mean, these numbers are very close, so I'm not going to go crazy. I just want to see how the adjustment goes. Alright, so here's what we do. I got the screen right here, so it's right at my service right next to me. And we're going to go by number 1, which is out by 0.06. So to bring it up, you want to turn it counterclockwise. And that will give us a positive reading. I mean, it's a very small motion, so let's see. Let me go counterclockwise a little bit. And let's hit 1 and see how close we get to 0. Too much. So let's move it out of the way. We'll put it on number 6. And we're going to go back down a hair. Let's see. This could get a little confusing with the ups and downs, but you'll get it. And the negatives and positives. Like, I just had to stop and think a minute there myself. 0.07. So we're back to almost the 06 that we had. So let's move it out of the way. I'm going to come up a scant. Let's see if we can get that. I'm going to go counterclockwise. A hair. Whoop. 5. I don't know if we can get any closer than that. Okay, now I'm just messing around trying to get this 1 perfect. But the acceptable range is 0.1. 0.1 is perfect. You know, 0.2 it's usable. You know, it's usable. 0.3, you're getting risky. I mean, it's you're gonna get a little bit of inconsistency, maybe some poor adhesion, a little over squish. You know, chasing perfect 0 is not realistic. It's chasing consistency. You know, you want your numbers to be, if you can't get them 0, at least get them the same, you know, consistent in an area. You know, shoot for 0, that way it gives you a guide everywhere, but consistency is the key. You know, so I'm going to shoot around this board, get them as close as I can to 0, and then I'll be back and let you know how I did. No 1s, no 0 1s, everything 0 0. That's your goal. You want everything to start with a 0 0 at least. And then you'll be really good. Everything's pretty consistent. I might just bring this negative up to a positive. So let's move it out of the way. We'll adjust this last one together just in case you're still a little confused. So I gave myself a cheat sheet on the plates. If it's a negative number, turn it left a little. If it's a positive number, turn it right a little. So this is a 0.03 negative, so I want to turn it left. Just a hair. Just a hair. Because I want to get it into the positive range to stay consistent, because everything's positive here. Then we hit number 12 to bring it back. And let's see what that 3 in the corner turns into. A 0. Can't get better than that. So now we're on 0. So what I'm going to do is move these plates to the back. Put these plates back on the front. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the back that I did to the front. And we'll check all my numbers at the end. And then finally we're going to print the layer. I can't wait. Okay, so after swapping the plates, I hit, this said continue measuring. So I hit that. It's automatically going to the back now, and it's giving me all those numbers. Up and down 18 times. Same as the front. So we'll let it fill all these numbers. I'm going to move my screen to the back and go make those adjustments. Alright, the back is running. I got my screen over there for now because the cord doesn't really reach to the back. 5 more points and then I'll be ready to rock and roll and level this side. Hopefully it comes out as nice as the other side. Alright, the back side is done. So we're going to put our build plates back. When you're doing the back side, you might want to keep your screen upside down because the way they have it laid out is so that everything is done from the front. But instead of reaching over, you come do it from the back and just keep your screen upside down and your numbers will correspond to the holes in the plates. And then if you look at my numbers here, I'm proud of that. It's almost like playing a video game. Got almost all zeros on that guy. Zeros there. Everything's a positive. Looking really good, man. Alright. Let me put these plates back to normal and see what comes next. Alright, manual leveling's done. So now we got to do the auto leveling again, which is what you're going to pretty much do from here on in, unless you experience major issues. Or we have an issue after we print our test layer. So again, we're going to go to level. Automatic leveling. Confirm. There's our 100 points on the screen. And we're going to go through our 100 points down here again. And we already did this, so I don't got to go through this again with you guys. So we'll let this run through, and then I got to run the Z height test again with the little flat piece of metal or a piece of paper if you don't have that. So let's hop right to that Z height test. Alright, once again, we're going to set our Z height. So we'll take our little piece of metal, slip it under. It's a little tight. So we'll go up. We'll go up by a lot first. A millimeter. Okay. So I'm under now. So I'll come down 0.1. Still loose, another 0.1. Still loose. 0.1. 0.1. Let's do it twice. Wow, still loose. This fan's loud. Do it twice. Getting there, feeling it. Let's do it twice. Oh, a little too tight. So I'm gonna come up now. This, we'll use this. Very loose now. Okay, a little too snug. Come up a hair. Still a little snug. 1, 2 maybe. I'm not sure. It's hard. They want it snug, but what's snug? You know, your snug might be different than my snug, eh? We'll go up a little more. And that feels good. Okay, that feels good to me. So let's confirm that. There's all my numbers now. Everything's still looking good. Check back for a live first layer test print.